Ready, get set, action.
We will use our anger at injustice as a positive, nonviolent force for change.
We will approach every encounter with fellow members and the public with positivity and mindfulness.
And with the assumption that concerns raised are coming from a positive place.
And present a learning opportunity.
Our attitude,
as conveyed through our words,
symbols, and actions,
will be one of openness, friendliness,
and respect towards all people we encounter.
All members have an important role to play in Veterans for Peace.
regardless of previous military rank, branch, or combat experience.
We will respect one another as equal parts of a whole.
We will not assault verbally, in person, or online anyone,
to include fellow members and those who oppose or disagree with us,
even if they assault us.
This does not preclude a member's right
to defend themselves
against a physical attack.
In keeping with our commitment to achieving our goals through nonviolent means,
there is an expectation that members will not carry weapons with them
to Veterans for Peace events
or while representing Veterans for Peace,
regardless of the laws and their location.
We will follow the directions of designated coordinators
during public actions
organized on behalf of Veterans for Peace.
We'll use democratic principles within our organization to ensure an open, fair, inclusive, and transparent environment.
We will speak as members of Veterans for Peace,
but not for Veterans for Peace,
unless designated as a spokesperson for Veterans for Peace.
All members are free to speak for themselves or on behalf of their chapter as appropriate.
Sexist,
racist,
homophobic,
ageist,
transphobic,
gender discriminatory,
and all other discriminatory language and actions
are common within the military.
They are not acceptable within Veterans for Peace.
Our words and actions will maintain
the political and financial independence of Veterans for Peace.
To achieve the above goals, we will also engage in active listening.
That is, fully concentrating on what is being said,
rather than passively hearing the message of the speaker. All right, action.
I am a veteran of the Army National Guard,
of the United States Navy,
the United States Air Force,
of the U.S. Army,
and I am a veteran of the American War in Vietnam.
And I've been a member of Veterans for Peace
for 2.5 years.
15 years.
Close to 30 years now.
For about a month now.
For over 1 year.
An active member for 20 years.
We as military veterans do hereby affirm our greater responsibility
to serve the cause of world peace. To this end, we will work with others both nationally and internationally.
To increase public awareness of the causes and costs of war.
To restrain our government
from intervening overtly and covertly in the internal affairs
of other nations.
To end the arms race.
To reduce and eventually eliminate nuclear weapons.
To seek justice for veterans and victims of war.
To abolish war as an instrument of national policy.
To achieve these goals, members of Veterans for Peace pledge to use nonviolent means
and to maintain an organization that is both democratic and open,
with the understanding that all members are trusted to act in the best interests of the group
for the larger purpose of world peace.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Let's go scrolling. Here we go.
Hey, welcome to the first Ad Slam of 2022. We have a, well, I mean, I don't know if exciting is always the right word for this sort of thing, but we're going to talk about some, Army and Navy and U.S. military esports recruiting style. I go by Plantifa, and I have a headache because I got boosted today, and I hope you do too. Excited to rage. Yes, me too. Well, let's start introducing everybody else. I'm a 5-year Marine Corps vet, and now instead I stream in the name of anti-recruitment, or at least reducing it. Why don't we go to, I see a Sincerely. Let's do that next.
Hey, I'm Sincerely V. I'm a 6-year Marine Corps vet, served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and now I too try to push back on recruiting kids in gaming spaces. So I'm gonna toss it over to Yarby.
Yeah, I'm Yarby. I was in the Army for 6 years. I now do stand-up comedy, telling jokes about why I joined the military, and it was for college, everybody. Woo, they got me.
That's the big secret.
Yeah, that's it, I didn't do it for you. Right, but no, now I stream on Twitch as Yarby. You can catch my stand-up comedy as Jake Yarbrough on Facebook and whatnot, and I hopefully be moving to Vegas soon. Woo! So
that leaves us with we always have a token non-veteran. I don't want to say always, but that's been the kind of theme. That's not on purpose. That just kind of happens.
Oh, we can't hear you, Haas.
Yeah, I can't hear you, man.
There we go. Can you hear
there
me
we
now?
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yes, I'm Haas. I'm the token non-veteran here supporting all of the veteran people here who are awesome. And I'm here just to thank them for their service.
Yeah.
Please don't.
No, but yeah, here to run tech and to support Plantifa and run the Ad Slam.
And I appreciate it oh so much. That's not sarcasm. So we're talking about something that we've definitely already talked about before, but it's very fitting for the start of the year. I think we should revisit how the U.S. military is purposely using Twitch for their recruitment of very young people. It is actually quoted in it is actually admitted, like verbatim, that they want to reach young people before they get to the age of like 16, 17, where they've kind of made some choices for themselves. They want to get to them before. So how do you recruit Gen Z, the most anti-war generation that there's been since like Vietnam? You got to meet them where they are, and that's online. So that's what they're doing. This is why we exist. So this is no secret to anybody.
I mean, back in my day, it used to just be rock and roll, get them while they're young, like.
Yeah, back in my day, they just got me in my high school, like.
Yeah, you like metal? You like Camaros? Boy, do I got a job for you. That's.
In high school lunchrooms and in malls.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mall. I almost forgot about that part.
It was.
They're so aggressive at the mall.
College career fairs for me.
Oh
yeah, I remember those too.
I still remember. I went to the mall with a couple of my friends, and this is when I first joined the Army. And this Navy recruiter walked up to us, and he put his business card in front of me, like he scoped me out and was like, "You look like a man who could join the service." And I was like, "The Army already got me."
Yeah, I always found that to be a little weird. Like, you look like you could do this. Like, what about me so I can change it? Like, I need to know.
I look fit
so I can
moldable.
Yeah.
Right. You look like you could. We can manipulate you.
I think they looked at me and they were like, "You look like trash."
Yeah, right. I think that's a lot of it. The strip malls with all the gaudy
you're
decorations.
not going any place.
Yeah, you want to get out of this city?
Look, kid, your school sends me your GPA. I know that information. Like, I know you ain't going no place.
Ooh, I've seen your SAT score, and I've seen your ASVAB, and we can work with that ASVAB.
See, what's funny is I was a straight A student in high school, so I don't know how they did this to me. Like, if they had my GPA info, I had like 100-something weighted GPA. Like, what were they gonna say?
Well, you have to think, like, I don't know. Maybe that's what they were looking for. at the time.
They might have got you while you were young.
I was 19, so like still kind of stupid, you know, like, and I mean stupid in like the young sense. I wasn't like in not the ableist way to use stupid, right? Just like young and dumb. That's the whole deal. That's who I was. I dropped out of college and they got me. They got me going around the second time. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's how they used to do it. Now they're, especially because we can't be in person in a lot of ways, they jumped heavily online. Again, this is nothing new for us, but I thought it'd be fun to visit like their advertising around this and their Twitch streams. I think it'd be fun to look through it and see how they're going in their own goals. Yeah, so they actually like make, you know, add promotional videos around the esports team and stuff, which I'm not surprised by that. It's just a thing that they did. They have like B-roll and things that like we would do to promote, like we're going to PAX or to promote a new campaign or something. They're doing that with all of our, well, not all, but a good amount of our tax-paying money.
Well, I mean, was it 97% of the Navy's budget for advertising went into online advertising?
Yeah, something like that.
Which includes that their advertisements on Twitch and things like that, right? Because I mean, you can, if you're not subscribed to a channel, you see ads, right, on any affiliated channels, and there's Army, Navy, Marine Corps ads on there all the time. I've already been told that we've had the Army's stuff play on here a couple times. In the past, so.
Yeah. I know on my stream, whenever there's ads that pop up, a lot of times I'll have their ads as well. Especially being part of the military Twitch team, that like because you know how in Twitch you can have it to where a bunch of streamers can be grouped up and as a team. So they got one for military, for most people who would stream for you know, for that have like the tags for like veteran and what is it, PTSD and all that, you know, and they have their freaking the military teams on there as well, and it's just like, what? So I could see it on their Discord. It's crazy. So
and their Discord, oh my god, don't get me started on that, because they you can join that as a kid and ask and have direct access to recruiters, even though, you know, they're not technically recruiting because they're not doing, you know, the whole sign this paper here, so they can get away with it, but like you're still talking to impressionable young kids in some way. Like I haven't seen enough conversations to make this determination, but it could be considered grooming depending on what they do. Yeah, it bothers me. At least wait until they're an older kid, like 17. Like, come on, at least wait till then.
There are Discord channels that are featured towards young children as community spaces, educational spaces. Like they are like well known and well distributed, hundreds of thousands of kids inside there, and they have dedicated channels for recruiters also. So it's not even like a child has to explicitly go look for the Army or Navy or Marine Corps or DoD related like Discord, official Discord, right? They could just be in a high school or a elementary school Discord channel.
You can always tell when there's a Discord that's aimed to younger kids, and that's when you see that there's a study hall, like little thread, whatever, the little hashtag, whatever, for the text chat, whatever, and they have that on their the military Discord, and it's just like, so yeah, of course, right? Let me help you with your homework and recruit you. You know,
oh, gross. Yeah, so anyway.
I don't know if any of the recruiters were smart enough to help me with calculus homework. Maybe they have something going on.
It definitely wasn't a Marine. I mean, not Marine.
And that's why they're gonna recruit you. They're like, man, you know what? You believed us on that calculus homework. You deserve to be here.
Or they would take one look at the homework and be like, listen, I got a better idea for you. Don't worry about this shit.
Yeah.
Math for Marines is much easier. So if you're not familiar, Math for Marines was a like extra class and test that you can take. Some commands required it for advancement, and it was framed as this like you have to study like your old math for it. You don't. It was algebra. Like it's
Wait,
fine.
the Marines had it to where you could get promotion points just for knowing math?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
you can
I
earn
did-
promotion points for
Just wanted to verify.
kind
Just
of
wanted to
knowing
verify.
math. The Marine Corps is an interesting case study and things like that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was like, no, I was just
No.
gonna say like the Marine Corps is, yeah, yeah, like the books that we read to. I'm just saying, Starship Troopers was on the Marine Corps reading list to get promoted to Lance Corporal. I'm just,
Oh my god.
So was Ender's Game.
Don't even get me started on that movie or that book.
You have a reading list to get promoted? Is this like...
yes.
Well, it's not like to get
like a
promoted, but it's like
It's kind of like
Kinda like a
it's kind of
syllabus.
weighted how a college weights like your extracurriculars on your college exam, right? It's like, oh, he wrote a book report on Starship Troopers, and I asked them 3 questions. So like,
You're telling me
we'll
Pizza
prove
Hut
Lance
prepared
Corporal.
me for the Marines when I was in elementary school with my
Yeah.
Yes.
Scholastics for kids. He's got you ready.
Yeah, remember those like book
Yeah, the book fairs.
selling thing? Yeah. It absolutely did. Yeah, it was why because like some of the books were interesting and like higher level. I'm trying to like the things they carried was one. There were some like the Constitution was on it.
Every Tom Clancy novel was on that list.
I'm trying to think. I can't confirm or deny because I genuinely don't remember, but I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule any Tom Clancy novels out.
I feel like the Constitution's a quick read. I can get a personal pan pizza off that.
But all I know is that I feel like we've already wasted all of our filler time.
That's a good point. We should let's watch their ad about like the U.S. Army esports team and how they're like, come be a soldier so you can be on the esports team if you're good at video games. It's
U.S. Army, U.S. Army. What's that backwards? Yes, my retarded ass sound up. Woo!
Yeah. Yep. BRB. Artwork.
I hate this. I hate it.
Oh God.
We don't need to watch the whole thing. That way our ears don't bleed. But
All I know is this commercial reminds me of Virtual Boy.
States military has had a strong
What's that?
presence in video
The
games
game
since the dawn of the
system
medium.
Virtual Boy back in the day.
Experiencing genres from
Okay.
point of arcade shooters to real-time strategy, first-person shooters.
well,
side
actually,
scrollers, and the
when they're
occasional
streaming,
beat 'em
they don't. They wear the esports team
Today,
jersey thing,
the
which
Army
is
is
like
using
the
commercial
it's a
gaming
nice
tech in
material.
training. Soldiers run through team fighting scenarios within tailor-made battle
Gamification of
where
training,
their trigger-fast
which I mean,
decision-making
technology can
is
aid
put to
it,
the
but
test. But
I
training
have an
is not
issue
where
with
the
it being
connection
all
ends.
completely, you
If
know.
you've ever served, you can
like
attest to
that.
the popularity of video games in the military. Whether you've been on base stateside,
Yeah,
No
because we have a lot of time on our hands. Sitting around and waiting.
I'm just saying. I knew when I was deploying to Fallujah, because it was after the second battle of Fallujah, that like I was gonna have so much downtime living on a can on base that I took an Xbox 360 over there with me in the bottom of my seat bag.
I'm just saying, did
That's
Star
where
Trek
competitive
predict this
gaming,
with the Kobayashi
or
Maru
esports,
test?
comes into the equation.
Maybe.
Esports drew 258
Look, they
million
made our
unique
TikTok
viewers
for us.
globally last
Exactly.
year.
Good. 258 million
Tops the
unique
204
viewers.
million unique viewers who watched NFL football games in 2016.
Yeah, this was last year, and it
doesn't
ain't
take
looking
a
that good
gamer
for
to
them.
notice
This
the growing popularity of online gaming. So the Army getting online to reach a bigger audience through competitive gaming seems like a logical step.
Magic the Gathering.
U.S. Army esports.
Keep out of my
is
nerd
because we
stuff,
get to
okay?
connect
Come on.
America to its army through the passion of gaming. And the way
anyone
we're
that
going to do
plays
that is
Magic
year after year,
No.
gaming as a medium has been growing
No.
consistently. And soldiers have grown as gamers.
Did we get a
before they
follow?
even
Thank
joined
you,
the
Polar
Army.
Knight.
So
They're
gaming
malleable.
has already been a part of the soldier community.
It sounds too good to be true, but yes, the
That's
Army
PAX, by the
has
way.
created
I'm pretty
an
sure. It's
esports
just
team
PAX
and
regular,
is
not
actively
unplugged,
looking
I
for
think.
soldiers
Yes,
to
that-
wear the black and gold
PAX
as
regular.
competitive gamers. Tryouts for the team were held this
Oh, look
year,
at that.
and members of the team will specialize in certain.
Like how that one dude in the jersey still had like the cowlick because he got the horrible haircut from the bartender.
Or a barracks cut.
I wish they would have let me play Fortnite. Like, I wish I could have played with those colors on screen and not gotten destroyed.
So my question is, what ASVAB score do you need to get this job?
Power plant repairer.
I am afraid to look into that.
Los was introduced to video games by his dad. And
I don't
he's
know,
been hooked
like-
ever since.
He was big into computers and video editing, so we got together a lot to play different
poor
games.
guy.
Dude, okay, your pocket patches are all messed up.
Flight Simulator, Age of Empires.
You go in as
Close your sleeve pockets,
Being a lifelong
please.
gamer was intrigued by the Army-wide email, so he reached out.
Signed
Yeah,
up
there was an
for it,
army-wide email
got their
asking for
Discord
like
channel,
esports
found
people
the Siege team,
Right.
and
towards the, like
from
at the
there,
beginning.
We started talking. They announced their tryouts.
This your experience will vary. This is not like
Shortly
an
after
easy
it was
thing to
announced,
get
more
to.
than 6,500
They're lying to you.
soldiers applied to be a part of
I was
this new
part of a
program.
Discord and they're
It's an
like,
in-depth
we could really use your help.
We
We
for
could play video
America.
games all day, man.
Team member.
For America.
Between
For America.
different people, switching up the teams to see who worked well with who.
I mean, that is some of what
They
you
had an
do.
interview, and they selected their team
But it's
based on
usually when you're hiding
Soldiers
because
will train
something,
and compete
some
in
bullshit's
esports
going on. If there's a
tournaments,
health and
take part in
wellness, you're
recruiting
trying not to.
engagements, and interact with the
trying
I
not to be a part of
never,
it.
in the military, I never
Selected
played
team
video
members will
games
be
for
assigned to a
America. I
recruiting
played it
Fort
for my
Knox, Kentucky for
own
3 years.
well-being.
I played it so
Alright.
I
Train
had something to
together,
do while I was
review
trying
tactics
to
and practice
forget
maneuvers,
all
as
the
well
things
as
that I
maintain
did
your
normally
PT and MOS certification.
while drinking.
So to be in good standings, obviously you must maintain PT, you must
From
maintain
being
every,
army,
every
doing
Oh,
that
you
stuff.
must
Really
maintain
United
PT
States soldier.
standards.
Obviously pass an additional background
No
check.
shit.
I know people who have
title.
supply
It doesn't just mean
MOSs
you
that
enjoy
never
playing the
maintain the
title.
PT
You
score.
need to
Additional
have
background check.
the
Do you need
potential
play
to be
video games
competitive.
that you don't need to
These
be in
soldiers
the
will have to
military?
live stream their game sessions online.
Well, you gotta have it.
Better not be secret. There's
No,
no-
you need a
there's no
top
way.
secret so then you don't spill the
No.
beans about recruiting kids. That's what it
Army
is.
esports
That's-
program is engaging
yeah,
with
that's
the
fair.
younger generation, and I feel this opportunity is important to help build the army of tomorrow.
That's so scripted, man. That was so. I felt
Well,
bad
he's
for that poor guy.
clearly reading off of a
Oh, yeah.
teleprompter.
Absolutely.
Like, read line 2. Make sure to emphasize it. You know.
Don't stare at the camera.
Look, I'm gonna say this right now, Army. If you need someone to actually make good commercials for you, I will make the most truth bomb commercials that you would still get people to join. Just saying.
yeah. Some people would see that and be like, "Fuck yeah, that's what I want." Like,
Yeah, because
Give me a real life-
if you're still gonna join after I make a commercial for it, you know, it's gonna be like, okay, yeah, this is the
Yeah.
job that's for you then. You
It
know,
means you really want this.
Yeah.
Like you know what you're getting into.
it would just be
Polar Nights.
it would be 15 seconds of just a list of warnings about things you're gonna run into in the military, and then it'd be like, if you still think, hey, this is gonna be awesome, you should sign up. You know, like.
Yeah, if you can do a commercial that shows like a bunch of people in like full gear waiting around in random parking lots for hours at a time and you're still like, hell yeah, this is my jam, then you might actually
Yeah.
want to do this.
I moved a vehicle 7 times today, an inch each time. You know, like.
Yeah, Polar Nights, he said it's the perfect evolution of beards except for me. Mine is where you start. I think, yeah, that's pretty accurate. It's probably fair. Yeah,
God.
so yeah, they have promotional around their esports team. Come kids, join the army and play video games all day. I mean, you could just, you're gonna just do that anyway, but it's gonna be in
Yeah.
between some bullshit. And they even say in one of these, I think it's the next video we have lined up, that like you still might be deployed, you're still at the whims and the needs of the army. Like they leave that part to the fine print typically.
Like it's what do you call it, like a drug ad or whatnot. You may experience gonorrhea and constipation and a headache and death. And you're like, wait, what was that last one?
Hold
Death?
on, wait, what?
Exposed to mortars, indirect fire, direct fire, IED.
That's how the commercial should be. Just like, this is so awesome, blah, blah.
Stopping.
30 seconds of just like, like you could be a mortar fire, you know, like.
Honestly, I think you could have like one of those lawyers speak like end of commercial fast talkers, and it would still take 3 minutes to go through that entire list.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
U.S. military may cause unintended side effects of imperialism, tinnitus,
PTSD, tinnitus,
moral injury,
moral injury. Pretty good. Insomnia.
Yeah, oh my god, insomnia goes with all of them.
Missing limbs, lack of health care, lack of any promise that your recruiter made for you, lack of the MOS that you promised and signed the dotted line for.
I know, right? Like, I was like, man, communications is gonna be such a breeze.
Oh no.
Not for any type of rights within it.
So dumb.
The contract you sign is completely one way and non-binary on our part as the United States military. But people,
the contract is non-binary? I would argue that the contract is very much fitting you into the binary.
Yes. Non-binding is what I meant to say.
Non-binding.
I mean, I would probably have liked it better if the contracts were non-binary, if I'm being honest. I would have felt more comfortable.
Because committed on a spectrum. I could have been like, look, can I get the boot camp, like, without the yelling? I want the physical exercise. Summer camp sounds kind of fun. I get to do the, obstacle course, but I don't want the yelling.
You mean like
hunger? I could have done without the hunger.
What would that be? Like the special ed of boot camps or what? Like,
well, I don't know.
It would be devil pups, like what they do with kids.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining devil pups go through boot camp like every weekend, don't they? They're 8 years old, LARPing like they're going through boot camp.
It's so weird. I hate that they do that. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It is a thing. I promise you. It is. Yeah.
Is like the kiddie version of Young Marines. Oh. Young Marines are marketed.
I may have went to military school that was funded by the Army, but they at least were like, hey, you gotta be 16 with a waiver, 17 to just join this military school. And it was for troubled teens, you know? So most of the time, people there were like, hey, I'm doing this because I caught a court case, you know? Like.
Yeah, did you hear that we might see more of the whole like prison or the military thing that was going on for decades?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see more of that, evidently.
Yeah.
I feel a type of way about it because I'm a prison abolitionist. So like I don't think prisons as they currently exist here should exist that way. But I'm torn because I don't want that to be the, you know what I mean? That's really,
I get you on that, especially because like, let me put it this way. My dad was a federal prison guard who made it to assistant warden. And that was while I was growing up. And then I did detainee ops overseas in Iraq as well. So, and on top of that, like I've been arrested since I've been out of the military, and I've been on both sides of the glass now and everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's just bad. It's just bad to
all of it.
Like all of that, all of it is just bad. And that right there, I just gotta say, is just like, if we did that,
our prisons are already overcrowded. Like, we don't need to give more coercive choices. We have enough of those.
Yeah.
Choices. Okay. In the interest of not getting too dark today, it is Friday after all. Let's watch the who did this one? I even forgot my own notes. Thank you.
The U.S. Army uses video games to attract Gen Z.
This is just an expose on it, just so we're reminding ourselves what we're here for.
This is where the U.S. Army is recruiting the next generation of soldiers, the gaming world.
You look like you play Call of Duty.
Thanks, I hate it.
There you go, free skin.
Oh, that's
the Army is here at one of the world's top gaming expos to showcase its latest recruitment tool, the U.S. Army esports team.
Would be video games. Is that still the Indiana?
Maybe as good as me one day.
Yeah, metagame game, right? None of us are cool. Like, most of us are not cool. I promise.
It's an opportunity to engage them.
Look, that Dice Stone game right frames ago was at PAX. Was at PAX Unplugged. It had a huge section.
the ability to problem solve, those are all things that we're looking for in soldiers.
But new recruits do not become full-time gamers. They must first serve in the army, go through the usual training, including boot camp, and could be deployed on missions.
Could be deployed? No, you will be. You will be. As a U.S. Army veteran, you will be.
This is the national recruiting.
And it won't be doing what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
It'll be
esports
right.
I'm very close to there.
It'll be used to make some like poor kid overseas' life worse. Like it's not going to be doing anything good, man.
100 soldiers tried out.
Dude has a gut. How?
Which is seen as the Army's best recruitment tool.
I remember because the Marine Corps standards were very much not favorable to short women, particularly. I remember getting weighed and having a dude with his. Now I'm not shaming him because you can be healthy and have a gut. That's fine.
Yeah.
But he had a gut over. It was going over his belt, and again. Not shaming him, just pointing out the hypocrisy. Him telling me, you know, you're close to your max weight. I'm like, do you want to see my abs? Because I was like, I was a lifter and I was really in shape at this time. And I'm like, I bet I could do more pull-ups than you can. Like, don't even talk to me. I was so mad that day.
Now we're actually telling you, hey.
Like, I know I'm close. I had to starve myself for 3 days to make this weight.
We both live in this ecosystem that is gaming and esports.
People have less
so why not
video games
have that conversation?
Except for the guy playing League of Legends. He actually looks
download the platform. Up at the search
yeah, they all look like.
No one has fun playing League of Legends.
If you want to get in
That's
contact
because
with
he's
somebody on the
soul.
team directly.
Oh look,
Here's a
he's
Discord
even on Discord. Yeah.
Yep.
There's
If you send
Discord
us a
right there.
message, it'll actually go to our
Oh,
phone.
I see.
and
I
answer
see
right
pet
then
pics.
and there.
I drop a lot of pictures
Oh,
of
wait, are you in the
person.
same game that you were? I mean, usually it'll just be us talking.
They're talking to people to play games with them, which doesn't seem super insidious, but like it can be, especially if they're very young and impressionable.
Why is this taxpayer money?
And then it just kind of opens the whole floodgate.
I have a
This is why we
question.
can't get help there.
Sid, what's your question, Sid?
I have a question. I have a question. I have a question about uniform regs because, like, I remember getting our ass chewed out in the Marine Corps, especially for like if you like pulled over on the way leaving beat and showed your and you were wearing your camis, right? Wear your camis and you stop for gas, you get your ass chewed out at any point.
Oh yeah.
So why? And the reason was because like you can't like the presence of the uniform is not will inspire panic in the public, right? Like there's regulations like it's around that. Why are they getting to stream to the public in camis? In the war attire, the attire of war, they get to stream and present a public face in camis.
And not only that, but well, I can tell you what they're using right there is the fact that they are representatives of the armed forces. That's what, and you're not supposed to say anything in your like in your own opinions and stuff. And since they're gearing just strictly on recruiting instead of saying anything of their own opinion, they can actually wear the uniform, and that's why they're doing it that way. It's because they're actively recruiting.
Yeah, even if they say they're not, like they are. They go to the same classes. It's the same deal. So I don't care if they're not technically on recruiting duty. Serves the same purpose. If it quacks like a duck, it looks like a duck. It's a duck.
Yeah.
Where's the line between that, them streaming in camis like that, and
Since the beginning
like
of the COVID-19
is somebody
pandemic,
taking a picture of
the
themselves and
audience for
posting it or
esports
doing a
has
TikTok
doubled on
to
the
their
streaming
personal account in
platform
camis?
Twitch, which
Like
has 17.5 million
The line
daily
is
visitors.
arbitrary to me.
And with
I've seen
72%
like
men and
random
49% of
TikTokers
women under
or
30
Insta accounts
playing video
that are
games
just
these days. The
random
pool of potential recruits is growing
PFC, Lance
exponentially.
Corporal, whatever,
In a massive
and
convention
they
like
have
this,
millions
we'll
of
get several thousand
followers,
leads over the course of a
and
long
there's just
weekend. The
lots
numbers are
of
really
pictures of them in
staggering.
uniform.
If you look at the
They're just
entertainment
going about their normal
industry
day.
as a whole,
Yeah.
esports now dwarfs movies and music combined.
But the program has its critics. In July, the
Who
Army
does it?
came under
I
fire
can't imagine
after
why.
the esports
What?
team started
Are we
banning users
critics of
who
this
asked
pro?
about
Yes,
war
yes, we
crimes
are.
on their Twitch chat. And U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez introduced an amendment that would prevent the military from using
Yes.
esports
We should reach
for
out.
recruitment.
We
Saying-
should. I would
and oftentimes as young as 12.
I would
AOC loves to play Among Us. I'm just saying. We
Hey,
can talk
hey,
to
he's
her.
also a
Defeated
League
in
of Legends
Congress,
player.
And after a month-long break, the esports
Yeah,
team
she's
resumed
silver.
streaming.
I remember catching while watching her
way.
flying
Introduced a new set of guidelines
last
that includes
That would
a
make me start
limited
playing
Twitch
League of
channel to
Legends.
players who are 18 and older.
It actually kept me
There's certain
playing
young
League of
people in the
Legends
game
for a
that
minute.
we can't actively recruit because of
I
their
was
age.
like, I wonder if I ever got into a
See,
game.
he said the thing. He
Yeah,
said the
we
thing.
can't actively recruit
He said it out loud.
because of their age.
That is a child. That is a 9-year-old child.
Hey, maybe I can.
Can we rewind that a little bit?
Yeah, can we go back and
we
go
go back?
over that again?
And I know for a fact I have played videos on stream before
There are certain young
and
people
referenced them in
that
articles where
we
they
can't actively recruit because of their age. But if we can build that interest in them when
quiet
they're young,
part out loud.
when it comes time for them to make decisions about what they want to do with their future, we hope that their experience interacting with the esports team will plant a seed that, hey, maybe I can be a soldier.
Here at the convention,
say this
some
and not
young
know that you're the
gamers
villain?
like 18-year-old Argelio Guajardo
Hey, maybe I could be a soldier. Yeah, anyone could be cannon fodder.
are considered.
Yeah, you're gonna be a meat shield,
allowing
man. Don't do it.
Because of the esports team. That's every gamer dream to
It's not
join
cool.
the pro team.
Yeah,
We
it's
call
fun as
this
hell.
they should call this Operation Human Shield.
Hoping that I get a good education in there. Healthcare.
I lost my soul a long time ago. You should too.
But Guajardo
My life
adds
sucks.
that
Everybody
he would
else's
only
life should
join
suck
the
as much as
army
mine.
as a last resort.
Oh yeah, I'm scared.
Last resort, and no access to healthcare, very little access to higher education funding.
A leg or a limb, anything really.
And it's Sergeant Pratt's job to convince gamers that despite the risks, a career in the army can be rewarding.
Oh yeah? Okay.
I mean,
To Korea.
yeah, I can go to college for free now, but I also can't always sleep at night.
I loved it. That was
You could travel the world to all these places, you know, where there's possibly war about to break out, you know, like Korea, Afghanistan,
Ukraine.
Kuwait.
And then when I got
Yeah,
back to
Ukraine.
Korea,
Kazakhstan.
email and they're like, hey, if
You're gonna stream from a
let us
boat
know.
in the Gulf,
And I played, I
just
tried out, and I
floating
ended up
in the middle of no place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, thank you.
Nah, satellite internet isn't that good yet.
You could go all over the world where the locals hate you because they know what you're doing there.
Yep. You'll spend several months away from your dog. How could you? Look at that face.
I couldn't own an animal until I got out because, you
Right?
know, like, Jesus. I can't imagine how Bruce would deal with me if I was still in the service.
Aw.
You
Oh my
know?
god, Metagame brought up a really good point. Consider how many times you were killed in a first-person shooter and just think it only takes once in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, your plates only do so much after a certain and there's gaps.
oh.
Especially if like me it doesn't fit right on you because it's not built for someone who looks like you. It
This
doesn't
is
work
why I
very well.
consider myself lucky because usually when I play first-person shooters, my kill-death ratio is only off by 1. Right? Like I'll have like 26 kills, but I'll be dead 25 times. You know?
Yeah, like I will fully admit I am not good at first person shooting. I'm not good at video games, period. Like I am not coordinated. I do my best and I play for fun, but I will die several times while I'm trying to do one mission. Like it's just how it is.
This is why I'm glad I didn't kill anybody because it would be a 1-for-1 trade.
Right?
You knew if you killed one person, then you'd have to be on the lookout before you got this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh god, I'm next. No.
Damn it.
Good.
So you really have to be careful when you get those free-for-alls in the field too.
Oh, do you mean like those
free-for-all
like
modes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't play enough FPSs because I don't play because I'm bad at it and I'm bad at it because I don't play them. Like it's a double-edged sword there.
It's just worse when friendly fire's turned on.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Was it? Yeah.
Speaking of friendly fire, I'm kidding.
Something you said, Plantifa, that was the like, how do you say that and not realize you're the bad guy?
Yeah, like
another YouTuber I had been watching recently. It was an account called Boy Boy.
Okay.
They're Australian guys that do a comedy podcast and are pretty far leftist, and they snuck into an arms convention in Brisbane, Australia.
Love that.
And went around, and there's a guy who was just like all black, like tactical armor.
Oh yeah!
And he's like, oh
I watched this video.
you put all this on. He's like, yeah, I can put on the mask and like I can kind of detach myself and like not just be a person. He was like, you you kind of look like Darth Vader. Like, does that
Yeah.
kind of make you feel like the bad person? He was like, no, like
Well, he was talking about like, oh yeah, dude, you could wear this stuff for cosplay too. Like, if you were like at
That's what I
Star
wanted to talk
Wars,
about.
and he was like, oh, yeah, I can see how you could look like Darth Vader. Only problem is, isn't he the bad guy?
My audio is much lower. Okay, I'm sorry, Metagame. Thank you. Yeah, it was like this would be great for riot gear too. And it was like, yeah, but like the people through your screen still looks like people. It was, oh yeah. Like,
God, oh man, that is. I remember. I really should have. I remember. I really should have like had a turnaround cosplay for imperialism said by. Thank you, Technokami. That gave me a laugh. I really should have realized when like the company that makes the stuff we were using, their logo was a skull with a bullet hole in the top, and I was like, how do I look at this, see that that's their logo, and not think, oh, we're the baddies.
Yeah.
The tagline, by the way, just to make it even better, is making sure bad things happen to bad people.
Okay, so me and my brother, we both served, and we have one of our favorite skits done by these two guys in Britain. They have a skit called "Are We the Baddies?"
Yep.
And it's the two guys are dressed up as Nazis. They're like, man, I mean, there's a lot of stuff with skulls on it. Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies?
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, that's how I feel sometimes in the military. It's like, wait a second, did we just invade a country and then oppress them? Are we the baddies?
Like walking, someone realizes that you're American, they give you like super dirty looks, and you're like, yeah, that's fair.
yeah,
that's fair. I'll let it go.
I can see it.
There's so many reasons that boots get looks when they're in their literal boot camp boots and high-end tights, fresh home from boot camp at the mall. Like, they are on a different planet without realizing what they look like.
Well, because I mean, I was on it too. Like, I thought I was hot shit. Like, especially because I didn't really always like look the part. Because I can take my hair down and look like a regular person. So when someone finds out, they're like, "Oh, you do that? Like, that's like so cool because you're like a girl." And and so like there was a part of me that really liked that reaction because it surprised people. So because I'm short and stuff like that. So like I didn't look like the type. So I would be with the group and they'd be like, "Is there like your boyfriend in?" And I'm like, "No, I am." So like I get to turn the sexism around a little bit, but at the same time I'm like, how did I not realize how much of a doof I was?
It's Mitchell, David Mitchell and Robert Webb are the two comedians.
Yes.
Okay.
From the sitcom
So
Peep
good.
Show.
Yes, it's so good, so good.
Yeah, Metagame Gate, any RPG where there are NPCs wearing black with skulls, they're the evil ones. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're, there were so many people on my deployment who got like custom patches, and it would be like skull and crossbones, or like a Punisher skull, or something violent looking. And I'm like, can you like not do that?
Me and my friends did the pirate flag.
Oh yeah.
But why would pirates be in an organized military?
I know, yeah, we were army too. We had no boats.
At least I could pretend we were like, I mean, I was on a boat, but at least we can, get the correlation.
What's the Marine Corps battalion? That's the Raiders, right?
Yep.
Like, there's your piracy right there.
Yeah.
Right. Privateers were a thing, and we're not far off.
The Raiders. Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies? Yeah, you're gonna call your people the Raiders.
Villain coding. That's
Sorry?
villain coding.
Coding. Villain coding for sure. Okay. Why don't we watch the thing from 2017 that predicts some of the gamification of everything?
Technology is moving faster every day. Today's threat is always changing, and we need to stay ahead of it to protect ourselves. So how are we turning the soldiers of today into the soldiers of tomorrow?
This is official U.S.
ensuring
Army
that
account,
future
by the way.
soldiers will be
Like
in
not,
advanced
this is on the
defensive
esports
weapons?
channel. They have their own channel.
The soldier is a vastly different creature than the soldier of the past. Besides being physically fit, he must be
Creature? That's rude as
tactically
fuck.
and technologically proficient, able to make lightning-fast critical decisions in high-stress situations.
We're critical of the military, but at least I don't call myself a creature.
Inexperienced soldiers.
Wait, can you go
into
back to what that
intricate
said on
fighting
the
machine,
M203?
critical decisions in high-stress situations.
Battelle Drone Defender. Oh, maybe it's not a 2 and 3. It's like an anti-drone.
It kind of looked like a. Well, yeah, maybe I don't know.
Machines through the power of simulation and gaming technology.
It's always going to come down to human.
Oh, that's such bad CGI.
Soldiers and leadership.
I love how silly it looks. Oh my
What
god.
needs to be done, being able to act and do those things. But in order to do that, we need to be able to replicate those environments and challenge soldiers in training.
We traveled across the
Yeah,
Army to
Technocom, you're
find
right.
out how the experts are using simulation and video game technology to train the force and to see what soldiers can expect.
Yeah,
from
so
the
that
field.
instead of like intuitively like learning the muscle memory for a reload, you're like trying to do it like this
There's a lot of
instead.
cool technology that is coming available because we are looking at the games
But
industry.
all I'm saying is they did this for America's Army.
Other ways things are being done.
We're
there it is,
talking
AA
about that too.
right there.
There it is.
Using simulation and gaming technology for training, tactics analysis, and mission preparation for centuries.
No one's in
So
production
yeah,
right now.
doing wargaming is actually. Sorry, go ahead.
There's military budget going to the development of the newest iteration of that game right now instead of doing COVID response or infrastructure response or anything like that. That game's in development right now.
Yeah, or anything in order to, I don't know, reduce the carbon footprint and impact on the environment. The fact that the U.S. Navy spilled hundreds of thousands of gallons of fuel oil into the water supply in Hawaii on already extra imperialized land, because all of this is imperialized land, but like extra.
Extra.
Like extra imperialism, new and improved. But yeah, like instead of going to fixing that problem, it's going to go to making another game that they can use for recruitment.
And everyone wonders like why we're in so much debt. It's like you realize like most of our money is spent on military.
Oh yeah. Like there is a bill.
Take the top 10 militaries in the world on spending, and it still would not reach the amount we spend.
Still more. Yeah, Bernie Sanders introduced a bill to send everybody free N95 masks, and I have zero hope that it will pass in any meaneful way. For we have Cinema and Mansion and others who are like, that's too expensive. Meanwhile, this shit.
Yeah.
The Pentagon is like, we're not gonna pass an audit ever. Can we get $800 billion? Yeah, sure. Here you go.
Like the one program I actually whenever I was in the service was like, oh, we should really focus on that was the robotics branch that they were starting whenever I first was in the military. Because that right there would cut down on people actually going to war. On top of that, you were looking at robotic limbs as well. You know, like it was one of those things that was like it would have been good all around compared to like wasting money on a game.
I'm gonna challenge you on that.
Yeah.
The robotic limbs would be a really good thing, but what if we do go to very roboticized army, which is the trajectory that we're currently in? What does that say about the ethics of war and how war is conducted? Because what you're doing, and this is the same deal with like drones and stuff. Typically, when you have an army against army or an army against insurgent force, you're at least equalized in the fact that you're both at risk. When you have it robot against people, there is zero expectation or significantly less risk on the robot part. So how ethical is it to even conduct any warfare at that point? I'm not saying that the government will make choices based on the ethics.
No, you're right. You're right about that. And that's the thing is that's also one of those things when that comes to the grounds. It's like, yeah, that's an ethical question that we have to ask ourselves. Same thing with like at the same time, it's like, but we have to also take in the good with the bad with that, because that also comes into where it's like we have soldiers that have lost limbs and stuff and everything for them to be able to have control. That's great. But also the bad would be, hey, technically we'd be using a robotic army against normal people.
You just need to.
Yeah, I mean, prosthetics research is overall important for even people that didn't go to combat. But we've already seen how remote controls and satellite uplinks have allowed us to just pretty much negate most threat with drone strikes.
And conduct war with a very low bar of like. What's the word I'm looking for here?
There's a lot of
threshold of risk. It's a lot easier to justify a drone strike than it is to boots on the ground. You're not risking anybody, and so war can get more common.
And not only that, but they don't count like, oh, whenever they count it, they like, we had 0 casualties on our side.
When you do have to
but yeah, we had civilian casualties, and they take
Training
our
needs to be
own
as
military
part as
having
the game
casualties
itself.
over
Make the scrimmage
civilian
part of the
casualties.
game.
Yes.
And that's where the
Challenge,
ethic question
and they
comes
see
in.
things for the first time
That's a
in
perfect
training, not
time
for the
because,
first
like,
time
if you
on the
look at
battlefield.
the trends of warfare, like we've been looking at wars that are trained specifically in military operations in urban terrain, right? And our drones, they just put a sniper machine gun on one of those robotic dogs, right? And that's a remote piloted system, and that's something that the NYPD tried to deploy in New York City, right? They had those, and then they got petitioned off the streets. Yay, New York for getting them off the streets.
Yay.
But like that now, where are these weapon systems going to get deployed? In villages, in oppressed people's neighborhoods, or in American streets, or in any urban center? And
Either way, I don't like it.
Those areas. Who are you hunting in those areas? Like when the Marine Corps, when the Army was trying to do man-machine interface tank battle simulations, what other military is fielding remote piloted gear like us?
Yeah.
Right.
It's urban population centers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing too. It's like when you're looking at all these things that they're doing, right? Because like even making the video game can tie into that, you know, like
yes.
And that's one of the things is we spend so much money on them making a game instead of like what should, like even the robotics thing, they're spending more money on the war side of things. The video game, they're spending more money on getting people to be like, oh yeah, enjoy the war side of it, you know. Because I remember back in the day, even when we used to have the military, and I'm talking about before I was even born, we had the military coming up with things that not only were for war, but also, you know, just making things better for everybody as well. You know, like like the internet came from the military. Like there's literally little code things out there that are literally military regulations that they use. But at the same time, you look at it now, like the video games, the robotics and stuff, everything that they do, they're spending more money on the war aspect of it because we're in a military industrial complex.
Yep. Well said.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it'd be fun. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
you just said very well said. Yeah. Yeah, these things come from the military because that's where the money goes. Unicorn in the chat is absolutely right. But speaking of that, I thought it would be interesting to watch some of their streams because I looked through some of their pages, the Ghost and Glory, which is the Navy, and the Army Esports one, and they, you know, I know they go by seasons, but they don't have very high viewership in the last several months of videos. They have like very little, like the highest being like 100, which I know it's not terrible, but like we get more than that, and we're pretty small of an operation, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. I kind of wanted to figure out why.
We don't have entire rooms full of high-end equipment playing a variety of games at one time from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
10 p.m. Yeah, like 13 hours of just staring at a screen, playing video games, and trying to interact with people. And look, with this green screen behind you, the best microphone, like a good, you know, my experience with computers when I was still in has been that every computer was absolute shit, even the ones we needed to do TS work on, right? Like the ones you needed to work still wouldn't work. And they get like setups that I know cost like $2,000 to start.
Yep.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I've literally have like my streaming stuff pretty much is held together by duct tape. So I can only imagine that they're getting like good equipment and stuff that costs money. It's like I bought my green screen off of eBay and it cost me $87 and it's garbage.
Yeah, I don't even have one.
Zoom's mine.
Yeah. Haas is doing my tech because my laptop can't run this shit. Like, anyway,
planned for over a year for my computer. Like I sat in and was like, I need to budget and figure out when I'm going to be able to get it. I spent like
I don't even have a graphics card.
Good luck getting one now.
I know, right?
Yeah, Army bought them all up.
Yeah, exactly. They're raising the price on us.
That and fucking NFTs.
Here's my question: are they using it to recruit, or are they using it for Bitcoin in case there is ever a falling out of the U.S. currency?
That's the 10 p.m. to 9 a.m. shift of the machines.
Yeah, exactly. That's a later shift.
Yeah.
Let's watch how boring they are.
Oh yay!
Oh yeah, Army's got to get their own coin on the blockchain.
Oh, gross. Oh no, that's gonna happen, isn't it?
Refrigerator.
Nice.
Why'd you just say that in reality? Put that
Right?
in
Did you
the
actually collect all the things required, or did you buy some of it?
Everything except for the hot rod. I just bought the hot rod. I was like, I'm not doing that.
All 10 of them? Or
Oh,
just
for a
one
second
hot
I
rod?
was like, what?
All
Oh,
10.
and I realized it was them talking. Like
yikes.
that's how little they engaged me right away.
Just kept on hitting that one part of Goshan.
Yeah, for the
Get like
stuff.
2 or
They're
3
playing
hot rods a
Tarkov,
raid.
which I didn't really look up, but I gathered it seems like it's like a realism military style game.
Yes.
It is super realistic.
Yeah,
Super
it looks
realistic,
it. It does.
helmet,
Abandoned
headlights.
area in like
You
Russia or
should
whatever.
stream to Discord.
I'm gonna
So
pull up your.
Oh,
It's
you
a
are.
training simulator.
All right, he's got his pack of 2 on.
Yeah. I noticed a lot of like there's
got it in
very
for.
little
This
actual
is gonna be a
engagement.
fun
They're
little
really
raid.
talking about what they're doing, which
Do you have a
isn't
scope
bad in and
of
of
any
itself.
sort? A gun with a scope, like
But
a sniper maybe with the sniper.
you need
scope.
some responses.
Yeah.
Do that. I don't think so. Yep. So grab those rings.
Okay, where are you
Oh, I
jumping
guess you,
deeper?
you can't really see. Okay, never mind.
A scav killed this guy.
Have you guys cleared the spot to the outside?
Can we see the
Hold on.
chat by chance, Haas?
Who's out
Oh,
back?
sure, I can try to.
I'm on the side. There's somebody
there you
by
go.
the fence. I'm pretty sure.
Theater,
There, maybe.
expand.
The other
Over
one.
here.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Cool.
Watson's making me nervous.
Yeah, so there was a lot
can
of
see
like
his
speaking,
perspective.
but not a lot
I
of
just saw
like
somebody. I heard
responding.
somebody,
And they realized like several
and
minutes
stop, like, the
after
slide,
and
like a scav.
address it finally, but it doesn't
Some
work
guys
well.
coming from flank where we just.
I
were.
mean, I don't have like a team of people backing me when
I'm
I
inside
stream, so I've
gas
made
Yeah.
that mistake. But they have like people doing
Uh-huh.
the stream for them.
I think there's gonna be a guy
Yeah,
trying to
they
jump
they
up on
in
the wall.
theory
Yeah, guy trying to jump
they're
up on the wall.
supposed to like do both because they have more than one person who's
Behind
even
you guys.
speaking. Like someone they can trade
He's
off.
getting shot at.
You know, like this is not difficult. Like,
Who just jumped up?
and there's not a lot of talk.
Okay.
You know, otherwise, like it's kind of boring gameplay to me because
Other shots?
Yeah. None of
Yeah,
them
it's
are
all the
like
way down by,
really
that one
interesting
crack guy.
personalities.
right. I like watching streamers and I like watching video games.
I'm in the front.
But
I'm running out the front. coming
I
around to the
will
back.
lose interest quick if like you're not being interesting. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe this guy's actually been
Found
overseas
Shala?
and he just doesn't want to poke his head out because he's
He right
been
there
shot at
on the ground?
before.
I
you
mean,
know?
that's possible.
That's possible, you know.
Afraid. I
Um,
don't want you guys to shoot me.
See, he didn't want to get shot. See,
Yeah. Yeah, he could be more skittish because he's
You have his
this
pistol?
is realism.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Got it. I need it for that quest.
He had his pistol.
I wonder.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's
Wow,
happened, and I
whoever killed
hope it
him didn't even
hasn't
loot
because
it.
that would be awful. I
Oh,
wonder
it was
if
a
it
dead
might.
player's
Like if
scout
they
for-
put someone in here in this like super
PMC.
realistic game,
Was it a
who
PMC? Did he
has
have?
Someone
maybe
coming out the
not
back?
done a lot of exposure therapy, and you
I'm
throw
checking
them
the
into
rest of
exposure
gas.
therapy on live
Someone's in
stream,
the
I feel like
stupid
that would be
back
very
room. I'm gonna be
unethical.
so
All right, I'm in
Yeah.
money.
Right?
Ivano's
Yeah.
A lot
outside
of
that
problems.
door.
We'd have a lot of
that's
problems
me.
right away.
It's in line with the
The back
uniform,
guy's
like
clear.
you're still on duty, and like these. I wonder if it's just a rotation of
This is a level
AIT.
48.
Like, is this the future of
Pretty sure
AIT?
it's the
You
guy
just
that
do a
killed.
month-long rotation of like virtual training before you do field training, and that's what they're doing is streaming like
One
that.
more bleach.
Maybe. Yeah, so someone's asking like about their gameplay. Like, did you guys like end up
Gotta mark
escaping
something
where
on
you were, and
customs,
they
but
like
we
don't
have
address it?
the thing to actually do
Yeah,
it.
they don't address
Multi-caliber
it,
sounds
but they
suppressor?
have stuff here about personal attacks, harass, or bully any person, spam. You know, post in any language in English, impersonating any Navy or government entity.
Graphics card from old mechanic.
So they're okay with recruiting, but if you
taking a break, or we still
do
playing?
some stolen valor, they're gonna call you out on it and be like, "We'll get investigators on you right away."
Yep, but recruiting actual children and admitting it is cool. That's all fine.
It was actually
That's-
didn't smell really bad.
Oh, I can make the
We need-
Christmas tree now.
We need to do like a Bolano's cooking stream.
Just watch him cook.
Watching microwave
No, I know I wasn't
salmon.
paying attention, but that felt out of nowhere.
Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. That was my stream.
We unwrapped the
there's,
store-bought salmon.
there's a great
and we just put it in the microwave. No plate or anything. Just skin
up,
down on the
Okay.
microwave plate. Put it in there for about roughly
it'll
10-15
make you
minutes
feel better
until it
because someone
starts
called them out.
melting. At which point, I'm gonna pour sriracha on it. That's gonna melt it even more, and then we'll watch me eat it.
And make sure it's on a
Sriracha doesn't make things melt. It just makes things spicy.
Yeah.
Tell me you're white without telling me you're white.
Next week I'll be warming up.
Sriracha's too spicy for me.
Move it a
Man, I gotta turn on my
little
battery.
underneath us just so we can see the chat.
This filter,
Yeah.
do you need this for something? It goes for 810,000 right now.
What filter?
I'm not
Military
familiar with the
power
game, so I
filter?
don't know what they're referencing here. So
The game
that's on me.
feels
That
like
part.
it's 20 years of teaching like through video games or training
Yeah,
sims.
it's pretty much just like a survivalist.
You need it for Bitcoin.
Basically, if you're a doomsday prepper, this is your game.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Okay.
Which one was Senator's office?
But if
And-
you're just a normal person, you're like, this is
Pretty
crazy
sure he
stuff.
just threw up in his mouth.
Mechanic, right?
Yeah, there was some chat saying how
graphics card.
unforgiving it
One
is.
more cowboy. Well,
The transport.
You know, I like easy games. Like I'll fully admit it.
We're skipping forward till we see the funny chat.
Yeah, awesome, perfect, love it. I can tell you what
Comedian.
about what number it's at.
Yes, I would appreciate that.
2 hours 47 minutes.
Oh, that's already past that then.
Oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Then
Was it-
I copied it down wrong, and I apologize.
Is it a
That's
different
on me.
video?
I don't
Still
think
$100
so.
away from so I can start doing peacekeeper quests again.
Because the
Start
2 hour
the
47
Peacekeeper
minutes
quest
was the
line.
warmed up fish.
I'm so far
Oh.
behind on that.
God, I suck at my job. Why don't you
Alright.
let me do this?
I'm geared
okay.
and ready.
You know what? It's
Check-
okay. That you did a better job than this guy's streaming team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's a low bar to clear, but I cleared it.
Yeah.
Let's
Low
see.
bar,
Yeah,
maybe
that's
it
the
is-
got
only
it.
one it could be. Huh.
Mhm.
All right. Well, oh well.
Oh well. I mean, it was a pretty boring looking stream.
You know,
It was.
Um,
you know
It
what,
wasn't
we'll just
a
check,
great
There you go,
stream.
custom.
We'll check 257 just in case. it
Yeah,
might have
maybe.
been,
Oh, wait, that might be it.
Just-
Yep,
Ooh.
that's it.
Did
Pacific
everyone
Sasquatch.
find out about your grit?
So you only get 10 viewers now.
Yep.
Here we
It
go,
said, did everyone
5-minute
find out
team.
about your grift, so you only get 10 viewers now. Like I was talking about how they had a low viewer count, and this person was like, they don't address it. They don't even talk about it.
They didn't
Which-
ban it either, which is interesting.
No. Well, they've been getting in trouble for that, so they're being a little bit more careful
Oh.
on banning outright for things like that.
Hey,
they have
you
to
can
give
get in
warnings
trouble
now.
for just banning people much, or for calling you out.
Well, when you're
the
publicly
Army,
funded.
Yeah. When you're publicly
Oh,
funded and
yeah,
it's
that's
a
right.
First Amendment issue, then yes, you can. Because the Army, not the Navy, but the Army literally got in trouble
Looks
like you're practicing your custom
for First
pistol run.
Amendment violation because they were banning
Right.
people for mentioning
15
Army war
rounds only,
crimes.
guys.
Yeah.
Gotta make 'em count.
Oh man,
One
I
of the scavs
want to
we
be
kill,
able to
or
just
loot
go
one
to
of the
their
scavs we
channel
kill.
and just say like, what about this? And what
We
about
got, all
that?
our share-
I'm not saying that we do
There's-
that, but you should join
going up
our
to third
Discord
floor.
if you're interested in that.
Yeah, pretty much just neat.
Not saying
Not saying.
not
That's
saying
it.
that we do that. Saying you
Alright.
should join our Discord.
I'm just saying I ain't saying nothing.
Right. But yeah, they
Mhm.
haven't been getting very high viewership, and I
He's
think it's
talking
because
about
it's a little
Overwolf?
bit boring. And maybe people are not about the grift anymore. They can kind of see
Yeah,
through it,
they're
and they're
over.
like, I'm a 10-year-old kid. I don't want to,
the
or a 13-year-old kid.
TRN
I don't want to do this. I don't know. Maybe that's
There's-
too much hope.
And this is why I think them making their own game is a giant waste of money because
Yep.
it's first off it's going to be free and there's better free games out there that kids rather play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're playing a European team, dude.
Rocket
This is
League is free to
great.
play.
Yeah.
It is
They're playing
Valorant if you're not familiar with it.
This is Valorant.
I can't
Just
even hit
nothing
it.
in the chat.
Another free game that's better than
Oh, is it free?
America's Army.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're playing it here, and something I noted in this one, there's only 11 views on it.
Nice.
Which-
Skies up and
B.
decent.
I'm not shaming them. I'm just saying I think it's weird for something like the Navy to only have so many views. Like, what are they doing wrong? And if you notice, the chat is empty. Like and that's true for like most of, if not all of the whole stream, where they just don't have a lot of chat engagement. They might not have any viewers while it's going. They might only have like people watching it after.
I'm gonna cue the panel with this, but if you get matched in with a USAE player in a match and you flame them, there's kind of nothing they can do about it in game except reporting you to the game owners. But I don't know if that's something we would encourage, or at least call out their grift.
Thank you.
It depends on whose team I'm on, really.
I'd lose a game. I'd lose a game to shit on it.
Oh no, I would totally feed. I would feed the other team and be like, get all the points, you know. But at the same time,
Technokami, testament to your average gamer being intelligent enough to smell the military's bullshit. Very possible.
Yeah.
I think that like that's almost definitely a factor. The other one being that it's just, I don't think it's a good stream. Like I watch a decent amount of streamers and I'm usually way more engaged than when I watch them.
you know what? This might be the whole thing about like maybe it could be like the whole job kind of thing. You remember, like, if you work for the state a lot of times, you know, you already have job security. You're already gonna get paid no matter what type of job you do, because you know there's no real way of like, oh, it's harder to fire somebody when you work a state job. Yeah. You know, so maybe these streamers are just like, look, I know what this is, and I'm just streaming, and I don't care if there's nobody watching. I'm gonna get paid from the government no matter what.
Wow, that volume's way higher.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, the whole phrase "good enough for government work," we said it all the time.
And you know what? A lot of these guys, they probably joined about, like, let's say 5-6 years ago, and they're now at their re-up time, and they're just like, this is just horrible.
Yeah, so they're like, I'm gonna chill and play video games. I don't really need to do any more effort than that, and I can't blame them for that.
I can't blame them either.
I respect that, actually.
Yeah, if that's the case of what they're doing, I more power to them, because they found a loophole to screw the system. But at the same time, I'm also still like, I would rather Congress step in, like AOC and stuff, like how she's doing, and being like, we need to stop this recruiting while they're young.
Yeah.
Like, just even saying it, you know, like, it's just bad, you know? Like,
yeah, no, I 100% agree. Actually, that's a perfect segue to what I want to talk about next, because we have been planning for a while, and finally have like gotten to a point where we would like to send internet traffic over to it. We have a campaign to allow Twitch streamers to opt out of military ads, because currently you can't choose what ads show up on your channel. So if you're a streamer that say you know you have a pretty young audience or an impressionable audience, or you just don't want that crap on your channel, you can't say, no, I do not want military ads, or no, I don't want like alcohol ads or something like that. You don't have that choice. Twitch chooses that for you. And you know, I would rather some Twitch users or streamers having the ability to just not have the military ads on their channel, because we can talk to a bunch of Twitch streamers that I think would get on board with that. And so I wrote a thing to Twitch Voice, I think it's called. It's a what do you call that? It's like the suggestion forum.
Oh yeah. Did they? Yeah. Twitch sent out like that what is it, that questionnaire thing too about that?
Yes.
Like, how can we make this better?
Right, and they, to their credit, they do typically respond to the ones that get a decent amount of votes for it. So we would like to send as much traffic there as we can. You do need to have a Twitch account to vote on it, but it's very easy to do. Stay tuned for like how-to videos if you're the type of person that doesn't do this a lot, so you don't know how to get to it. We will help you with that. But yeah, we have a bit.ly for it, and it is in the chat now. We want as many votes on that as possible, so we can at least get Twitch's attention, and if they can't do it, they at least have it on their radar, and we can see where we can go from there.
Oh man, so this guy, he's just streaming his whole display. I could tell because he hit that shift tab and it went to his stream.
His Steam popped up.
Steam
okay,
chat, and I was like, bro,
unprofesh.
Show all your friends list with that, which I mean, I guess, but I'm more on the fact that I am a
Look,
1
there he
hour
goes again.
Keck, same cool game.
Keck? What? Wait.
Keck W.
No. Y'all know
He's
where
just
that
inviting
started,
everyone. Plays.
He just
Keck W. Is that a Twitch thing? Is there a deeper thing to it?
Yeah, Kekistan.
Oh.
It's a neo-Nazi forum thing.
Oh.
Kekistan is like the theoretical ethnostate.
Wow, no, I've just seen it used on Twitch as Keck W as like a laughing thing.
Wow. Yeah, I unfortunately have spent a decent amount of time on 4chan because I look at right-wing radicalization online and stuff, and that is a hotbed for it if you're not aware.
That makes sense.
And yeah, there's a flag and everything, and I'll give you a couple guesses on what the flag resembles.
Yeah.
It's the Wehrmacht.
I was also just gonna say that I'm an hour and 16 minutes into his stream, and no one has talked since 8 minutes into the stream.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's like a dog emoji. Where
Yeah.
you go, hey, and that's probably the dude's friend. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a funny
He doesn't even have bots that are like doing promo things and everything. Like this is like such a half-ass stream.
Yes.
Like I use bots at least, and they'll be like, "Hey, go check out my website, jacobsfunny.com." Not right now because I have paid for the website for this month.
Good to
You
know.
can also
next
tell
month I will.
how cool of a gamer he is because he has his birth year in his gamer tag, Thalassic 91.
Oh, dude,
Aw,
he
how
looks
cute.
older than me, and I was born before 91.
Oh my God, he's only 2 years older than me.
That was 37 years old.
Not
I know
to-
Masterguns, like 37 years old, looked like he was 75.
Not to
Man,
get into looks of
So
people.
bad.
I was just
So
saying that
bad.
that's a pretty amateur gamer move, is to have
Oh,
your
yeah,
birth
yeah.
year in
Oh
your
yeah,
gamer
I'm
tag.
not trying to make fun of him for
Yeah.
how he looks.
Oh.
I'm pointing out like how much stress is this guy under on a regular
Yeah,
basis.
no,
like,
this guy's so stressed out because he's like, man, I'll never have anybody watching my stream. Let's do this again.
Here's
join the military. They said get glory. They said plays video games for 10
They,
hours.
they told me I could play video games all day. They said, see the world. They said.
Yeah, see the inside of this dark room.
no. This boy did not go into a bot match.
Yes.
Wait,
On
what?
esports. Okay.
It's his third day playing MTG Arena. Give him a chance. He doesn't have his deck built yet.
He doesn't want to pay to win.
So why
you
were
know?
you just playing against bots?
It's a warm up. It's a warm up match.
He's just playing mono green. Oh man.
So you gotta have a splash of blue in there for that little bit of control.
No, I would actually think less of him if he played Simic. Standard. Oh, he plays
Think it's a
traditional
bug?
ranked.
It's been happening to
Interesting.
you too.
I'm so glad you guys know more about this than me.
Like, I don't know why.
MTG Arena is one of the daily games I play, but
can't be intentional.
it's mainly because I don't have to see actual other MTG players.
I started playing Magic the
if you're
Gathering
running, like, an aggro list and
and
you're
stopped
just
playing
trying to go
Magic the
flat out
Gathering,
fast,
but when I
just like
started it
boom,
was
boom, boom, boom.
Masquerade, and then I ended
going to that
after
television almost.
was it Ravnica block?
This has at least got some
I
better
want to do my classes.
setup
I'd rather do
than
Sunday. Should be good.
than the last guy.
Alright,
There's
we'll
a
take the
kind of
play.
a setup back
Low
there.
bar though. Low
Sage,
bar.
yeah.
I mean, I bought those graphics before. I'm just saying.
I think we can still full send it, right? 'Cause we
The
get to look at
military,
stuff
this is
with,
where your
Oh
textile
no,
eyes go.
you were right, Yarvi. He's a Civic
lanes,
player. Oh
and
no, he's a
uniform, probably
Tamir
not.
player. What?
Oh, I
This
don't know
is
what
a-
that means.
This is an old deck.
Stomping Grounds? I know Stomping Grounds.
Yeah. I never
Steam
played this
Vents?
deck.
Okay.
Right? Because we have Goose and we
This
can do things.
was never a
We're
top
not
tier
trying to
deck.
flood either. We're just trying to guarantee what we're playing.
Yeah. Just pointing out that this is.
We're not drawn into a.
I don't like it. It
yeah.
bothers me because it just like it could be. Ugh.
Yep.
See, here's my question: it's like he's playing video games for the military, but it's a non-military kind of game. So that means like his main job is to talk to people while he's on stream.
And he's not really doing that.
And then we neo
If you ask him what his MOS is, he'll say something like Motor T. I'm supplied.
What is this deck?
I
I'm
have
a
no
recruiter.
idea what he's doing.
It's so
if I'm being
bad.
honest, but
It's a recruiting deck. It's all about getting tokens.
well, he's also not like, I don't think he's playing for the skill. He's doing it because his shift was on this, and he's like, I guess I'll play this. Is what my guess is, and that's why their viewership is pretty low, and just not very engaging. Or so like, I guess I'm mad that with all of this and all the insidiousness around it and how gross it is that they have access to super young kids on the Discord, and like they use this as like a direct line to it, and it's not even good. Like I think if you're gonna like commit crimes against humanity, at least do a good job. I don't know.
Look, I bet we could get more views on if someone just clipped me doing this. Like, if someone clips that right now, we would have more views than this guy's had in his life.
That's the whole gambit. Got it. What a degenerate.
Yeah, and like that might be the worst part of it for me. It's not even good.
I love how Haas just judging him on his move.
No, I'm judging him on his
his
deck.
Yeah.
He's just playing a 4-color Winota deck that requires no skill. It's basically, did I draw Winota? Yes. Can you answer it? No, I win. Like, there's no decision trees in this.
Right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It should be game.
Yeah, it's that.
So curve like that last one.
The first player
is MTG an expensive hobby?
In paper, very much so.
Okay, yeah, that
it's
makes
very
sense.
pay to win, which is why I only play on MTG Arena.
Okay, got
but
it.
yeah, his opponent has played an actual like skillful
Let me put
deck.
it this way:
Really cool.
I've had my brother. He wanted to try to be like one of those Magic the Gathering Pro Tour players, so he robbed a card store one time.
Ooh, I like Triumph, but I think I like.
So
I
like that's how expensive that game gets. It's like he thought about it and was like, it would cost me less to just rob the place.
That is wild.
I went to Commander, which is a different format of MTG night on Wednesday, and lost because I did not spend $1,000 on my deck like my opponent.
I don't think we see a turn 2 blue.
Wow.
I think we see a clover.
Once again, capitalism for the problem.
Yes.
Sure. So we were not.
When you
punished.
capitalize games like that, it makes it a little bit less enjoyable.
Yep.
Hear that, EA?
It's
all
a
the
money
other ones,
pit.
to be honest.
It's a money pit. You're throwing your money into a pit and just lighting it on fire when you play this game.
Yeah, Unicorn in the remind me not to play MTG in front of us. It's gonna greatly criticize you.
It's okay, Unicorn. I know you wouldn't be this kind of person.
I don't know. They might surprise you. They get pretty ruthless in RPGs.
Unicorn got vicious with me when we did an in-house booster draft. They were just brutal.
Right?
That's funny. Love it. Love that for them.
So he's like, oh,
Keep doing that.
Winning's fine. This is just a monkey brain deck.
Yeah, I'm not even really paying attention to the guy streaming. I haven't even been looking
Well,
at
he's
it.
barely said anything. He he plays and he goes, "All right, I think I got something here."
Yeah, there's another one. I don't think we need to go over it because it's already like 17 past the hour. But like, there's another one that they do on Halo Infinite and has like 100 views and literally 0 chats.
Oh yeah, that was what we were just watching.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we already watched that.
Sorry, my bad. But like, that's like, bro, come on. Like, we at least get some chatting, even when we have like 4 viewers, like right now. Like,
So did not deserve to win that.
actually, we have 8. Hey, people. Love it.
Hello.
But yeah, but even with that, we have like people interact with us, and I
Always
love
me the
that.
most.
Thank you all. But you would think that they like have at least some sort of, I don't know. You would think they at least buy some bots.
Yeah, right.
This bothers me so much. What I'm seeing on the screen right now.
Oh, Warhammer 40,000.
They have
Las
a
Vegas
Warhammer. They have a
killing
Warhammer
me.
40K team. Just so you know.
I've
this
never
entire
played
future-
Warhammer because it costs too much money to even play.
Yeah, and
Also fair.
Same.
It's like Warhammer
totally
is
would. It seems rad.
awesome as a hobby. It's awesome as a hobby, and it's just expensive.
I like the lore. I think it's really cool.
They're better.
Yeah.
And I know all the people on this team are going to be Imperium stands. They're going to be like, no, the Imperium's the good guys.
Yeah, so were the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Isn't the army recruiting in this playing this game in particular like satire coming full circle?
Yes.
Or self-fulfilling?
Yeah, it is art imitating life or whatever, like whatever that saying is. Satire is dead.
Nice. So that's definitely how you wear a mask.
26 years.
Yeah, it's totally working. That's how it goes.
Especially the hobby in general. Is it's followed me.
Yeah, these are definitely the people that watched Starship Troopers and was like, or who read the book and would be like, yeah, that's Starship's the good guys, right?
Man, I need to talk to my brother about this one YouTube video of it breaks down Starship Troopers it's a dude who was in the military who loved Starship Troopers, the book and the movie before he was in the military, and then it talks about after how he feels about the book and the movie after he was in the military.
That's interesting. I would watch that.
Yeah. I'll have to find it and I'll share it in the Discord. It's such a good one.
Awesome. I love that because I have thoughts.
Some way that it's more therapeutic outside the game as well as inside the game. Obviously, for most of us, we obviously track news through social media, and I saw that the Army was officially moving into esports, and I was super excited because hey, anytime I can bring
and
my
like super
passion
great for you guys
and bring
that
it
you
with my
can
actual
play
professional
without
job,
having to buy any of the
is
figurines.
awesome. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I'm sure they do on their own time.
Oh.
Like he said, he's been a player for forever. But
Oh, yeah, also, just to go through, look how well painted those are right in the middle of the screen. They're just spray painted gold, while you've got people like bringing fully painted armies, like something like that.
Several years.
Yeah, like people put their heart and soul into that.
This.
They like spray
look
painted
at
one
that.
color.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at how well painted that is.
Yeah, that is.
One
That's really cool.
is
From
not
what
a
I've
part.
seen.
It's even got the OBS symbol on its shield.
I like
not
that. That's
part
cool.
of the Army's team because I have seen that on Armies on Parade. That is nothing affiliated with the Army, while the Army brings less than tabletop standard, apparently, with their customs.
They look like golden turds.
Yeah, like if I
They're
was
just spray
making
painted
some for
gold.
my friends, like for my friends to play, I would put more effort into it. And I am not an artist, so it wouldn't look that great, but it would look like I tried.
And like it's out of focus, but you can still tell at least the person he's playing against had painted their miniatures.
Can you imagine if the Warhammer 40,000 team was on the bus? They're like, all right, who's playing the golden turds this time?
You'd watch them all kind of grumble and get mad about it.
I didn't get time to paint my army, so I just went outside with a rattle can.
Awesome being part of the U.S. Army sports team for 40K.
Single pass.
Especially serving as the team manager and the team captain.
Actually, what probably happened is they ordered them like unpainted, and then last minute some staff sergeant was like, "Hey, we need all of this painted by 05 tomorrow," when it's like 11 p.m.
And bringing it into the Army and being able to engage. There are people at this event that
I can't tell you the amount of times they're like, I need this by 06:30, and I'm like, it is 10 p.m. I am in bed right now. That is not happening.
In our last game, and you play for
Your
3
poor
hours,
planning
so
is not
the
my
amount of
emergency.
engagement you have with the person, the community,
But I would love to see
sportsmanship
if
is
they
so
did
awesome.
stuff like this.
As we're
I would
playing
love to see it
this
if there
other
was
person
like
telling me how
a group of
they come
people
from
that were
military
specialized in
and
recruiting,
nephews
right?
in
That were not tied to the military.
And so
You know
it's
what I
just so
mean?
amazing
That could explain it to them without there being like monetary fucking gain or whatnot. Where it's like, my job is to recruit, so I'm gonna recruit as many people as possible. You know, instead it would be like, my job is to educate.
Here, it's been great because regardless of what events you go to, and you could still reach out to these communities.
I think there's room in there. Like I think that's a good starting point. But like we need to restructure the usage of the military.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like there is a lot that the military can do as a apparatus to be mobilized and to do good. Like we wanted to really take care of like people and uphold like some sort of social contract, mobilizing CBs and the infrastructure building capabilities like in American cities and like to overhaul the infrastructure could be done, and it would be done so fast. And guess what? If that's what we're using the military for, as like an employment factor to actually do the infrastructure and whatnot, instead of going and oppressing people overseas, like just building and destroying livelihood and sustainability overseas, like we would be, our budget can go straight to the infrastructure.
Imagine the Army Corps of Engineers actually like fixed roads. No more potholes.
Yeah, imagine if instead of like bombing other countries or threatening to get involved in an insurgency that's none of our business, we use the like resources of the military to, I don't know, work on the climate crisis instead of letting the ocean boil us alive. Like
the military's been for years.
Yeah, we could do that. Like there are so many things that, like little things that could be improved, like you said, with infrastructure, passing out like food to people who have to quarantine. This is not unheard of. Other countries do this.
It's already a job.
We could go to work and die.
Right. It's already a job in the Marine Corps and the Army.
Yeah.
Civil affairs, right, is like literally there to go into urban areas and help build infrastructure and do like disaster relief and help do humanitarian aid. It's already there.
Best example, Army Corps of Engineers, Katrina. What were they doing during all that? They were supposed to be like, okay, we got to deal with like the levees breaking. We got to deal with this. We got to do that. That was the Army Corps of Engineers that took care of that.
Yep.
You know?
There
we
is
put the
something
resources towards it. Well, yeah, because there were a lot of issues with that. Like, there's this whole phenomena that happens with disasters, is that like power structures think everyone's going to kill each other and loot things, but really what happens is that people just end up taking care of each other. Like the looting was taking food from supermarkets that were going to flood anyway and passing it out to people so they have food. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a bad thing to me. That seems just fine. But like, yeah, so like I could absolutely see issues, but you know, none of these things are exclusive or one-sided. Like all power structures need to be altered, but that's a different conversation. But could you imagine what we could have if like you put the resources towards things that we need to survive a climate crisis and to maybe help it not happen as bad? I don't know.
The economic draft pulls in so many people, right? But there's like people that get pulled in even by the economic draft, and like amongst all people that go into the military, there's a desire to defend or support or serve a community. Like at some level, you have that in you. Like, oh, I need to defend, be a guardian, or provide service to my nation, my state, if you're National Guard or whatever, right? But at large, you're feeling the impulse to help your community, and that's an honorable thing.
It's very human.
And you shouldn't do that. You should do that. The thing is, you have to ask yourself is, who are you defending? Like, what are you defending people from? And how are you doing the defending? And if it's with a gun, you're not defending people, especially if they're like trying to survive, right? Like, can you defend against nature because of the climate crisis that we're in? Can we defend against the pandemic? Can we defend against things that help bring people together and create more life opportunities?
I would have felt like I was actually serving my country if that was my purpose, if I was doing things to make people in the country's material conditions better. And now I'm not saying that like we should see U.S. military like roaming the streets. Do not take that from what we're saying.
Not at all.
No. I just mean using the resources in a different manner is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, this is an Overwatch playoff competition. I don't care enough, but this is the one where they actually had a chat conversation going because it was like an important game. Like they had something. This was one of the most, and it was from this past October.
Yeah, no, here we're probably.
I like this comment. Why does the U.S. Army have an esports team?
It's a great question, isn't it? They answer it. U.S. Army esports, at least whoever's typing answers it.
Oh.
Yeah, they give a BS like showcasing our hobbies and giving a healthy outlet for soldiers. They don't even tell the truth. Like it's a recruiting tool. We're not dumb. Give me some more credit.
If that was the case, it should be any person in the Army should be able to stream and talk about it.
Yep, showcase the talent and hobbies that soldiers have an outlet for outreach. That's code for recruiting.
Yeah.
So what's funny, like this isn't even the only way they use the platform, right? They're like by direct streaming, right? They also reach out to like actual streamers and gamers, like the actual professional players, and they get them on channels and they get them conversing or showcasing the games in uniform at boot camp and all this other stuff. So it's like they get you both ways. Like they get you with normal streamers that are at the actual professional gamers that your children are following.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, we went over that several ad slams ago, where the Marine Corps did a whole campaign centered around that. They had a couple streamers that they put through a pseudo boot camp for a couple of days, and then
I remember us talking about that.
Yeah, I vividly remember that, and like what bothers me about that, not just because of how gamified it is, and that's also insidious. It's the Marine Corps has like spokespeople have come out and say like, oh, we don't want to do the Twitch thing because that's not professional for us. Like we're above that. But they're not, because they literally do it. They just do it in a back channel instead of being direct. Like it's very, oh god, it's kind of gross, you know.
But
yeah,
like they just got the res off.
Beska Hokies B win. So yeah, Army team lost. Yay.
They're 1-1 in matches. But yeah, the guy that was like, why do they have an esports team? The guy was like, hey, could you also talk about the Vespa team? Like I can't, like you're not casting this, you're just covering your own team.
Right, okay, yeah, that makes sense. For
like,
sure,
casters will see this 3-minute delay. Which, why? This isn't a, it doesn't matter that this is a live game, I guess. Well,
yeah,
it is a
3-minute delay, but at the same time, it's like, okay, yeah, you're doing a tournament and everything, but at the same time, these people are asking questions. They're asking like, hey, can you talk more about the other team as well? You're focusing a lot on your team, because it's not that they're focusing on their team. They're focusing on what they're saying is their message.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got this. Vespa is strong though.
And so does USA's.
Yep, and here's the social stuff. Join our Discord and all that. It's a link tree. And like, okay, so at least on Twitch, you technically have to be 13 to have an account. My baby brother is 12, and he's been on YouTube. He has had a YouTube account or used my mom's account since he was like 8.
Yeah.
Like he could watch this and have access to that link tree very easily.
Is he like watching Roblox and Minecraft? Is that what he? Yeah, it's funny because I've seen the U.S. Army esports team stream Roblox and Minecraft.
Yep. They've done Among Us. My brother's played Among Us. Like.
Fortnite. Rocket League.
He's played Fortnite since way before he should have been playing Fortnite, but like, I'm not his mom. I don't really care.
So another thing too, it's like, with their Discord, they have a secondary Discord where it's just people who are military, and it's literally targets the freaking people that they're trying to find to become their streamers as well, because you have to use a .mil email to verify that you're in the service.
We heard you like recruiting, so we had to do some recruiting within your recruiting pool so you could do some recruiting.
Exactly. And my favorite thing is, it's like, because like I've had them try to add me to that Discord, and I try to find workarounds on it because I don't have access to my .mil account anymore.
Right,
like,
I haven't even touched that since I left base.
Yeah, exactly. And at the same time, they're like, nah, you gotta send it from there. And it's like, so what you want is people that still use their .mil because they're so amped about the military.
Yep. Yes,
You know,
they don't
like-
want anyone who's a little bit critical.
And so they have administration over it.
Yes, exactly.
Passed off and associated with like the USO or not, what's the MWR, right? The Navy's MWR, right? And they go, oh, this is a place for the guys and gals overseas that are like relieving pressure. This is for their unit camaraderie, and it's meant for those people exclusively, right? Like, but that's maybe that's what it's meant for.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean it can't have an ulterior purpose. Like,
Yeah, they always try to use everything to their advantage when it comes
oh
to
yeah,
recruiting.
that'll never
So,
stop.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it won't.
Well, I shouldn't say that'll never stop. We're gonna keep doing this until it does.
Well, let me put it this way: they're never gonna stop trying.
Yep, that's
That's fair.
Yeah, they're never gonna stop trying, but we'll try as much as we can to counteract it. Same thing as like we have there's congressmen out there that are trying to do the exact same thing that we're doing, you know, and it's good to see that. But we need to have more people out there to be more informed, so they talk to their congressmen, so they can stop this you know, get them while they're young mentality when it comes to military recruiting. You know?
Yeah, I love what you just said. Love it. I think that's a good note to start to close out. What do you guys think? We've been
switched
on
back
for
to talking
a little
heads.
bit. Cool, thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, so the purpose of this part of it was to do Ad Slam, but also to announce that that campaign. We want as much traffic to go to that as possible, and maybe we can see if we can reach out to some other entities, and we'll make some content according to it, so we can get more people involved. I would love Twitch streamers to be able to choose to not have military ads in their channel. I think that would be definitely a win for us.
Give it up.
Well, any closing thoughts?
I think I've said enough.
Go vote on the petition. Go like do as Plantify asked. Like, let's get them
be
all.
good little minions and do what I say.
Go. Interesting to go vote on the petition and go vote younger people into Congress that actually understand the internet and don't are confused by what an algorithm is.
Yeah, don't vote in someone that asked Mark Zuckerberg if he'll commit to ending Finsta, please.
What is a Bitcoin and how much is a Bitcoin?
My daughter saw something mean written about me on an ad. Why is that allowed? Or on an app? Why can my daughter download that?
Why can my daughter download that? Thank you.
Anyway, fuck war and yeah, do things that aren't imperialism. I love you all and drink water.
Yep. Drink water, drive on.
Well, it helps if I actually queue up the ending.